you've got still 700 million people who don't have access to power. There's still 2 billion people who don't have access to clean cooking. And how can we provide the energy that those people want?
Welcome, Christian. It really is a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thanks.
You trained as a geologist.
Yep.
What drew you then into the energy sector?
I got to be a geologist because I went on holiday to Lanzarote, and picking up that first rock, the olivine, that's where it all started. I went on to university to do geography, but I always really liked geology. So actually I changed over to science. What led me into energy and geology was probably more always having that interest with me, and maybe a little bit through serendipity, but also a little bit through, well, actually, follow your passion.
Okay, and if you had to choose one skill that's really carried you through your career, what would that be?
Probably it'll be communication. So whether you're talking to 200 drilling engineers in Louisiana or you're flying out to a rig, you've got to adapt your communication style for the room.
Christian, we hear the term energy transition quite often. Can you break it down in simple terms?
We often refer to the energy trilemma as when we talk about it. So how can we take ourselves from energy today into the future of what energy looks like? You want affordable energy. How do you maintain secure energy? And then there's the element of how do you make it sustainable? Those three things in tension. And that's what energy transition means for me.
So, Christian, looking ahead now, 20, 30 years, what kinds of roles do you envisage will be available for students in the future?
I think it'll be a lot of the same of what we have today, just adapting for modern technology. Specifically in energy, we deal with amazing space age engineering challenges almost. We need engineers to think up creative ways to solve some of our technological problems. There's a whole spectrum of skills which we need, but the energy industry is intensely complex, it's intensely challenging, and it's global. So I think it's the skills that tick all of those.
So let's talk about AI and the potential transformations that might bring to the sector.
It's really important to understand that how the youth picture AI versus how myself as an adult, 24 years in the industry, pictures it is very different. But those growing up with it work and understand it differently. But the skills needed will always be there for how you connect the data finally and create it into an idea. That's the thing that AI can't do. It can tell you things exist, but it doesn't make the thing happen. I think embrace it. I think don't be fearful of it. Learn how to use it correctly. I think that is key.
Is there any particular advice that you would give parents in terms of supporting their child for a future in kind of energy and sustainability?
I think just encourage where your child's interest lies, because if they approach their challenge, their work with enthusiasm, then that's one of the biggest superpowers you can have.
If you were to give students watching this today any one piece of advice, maybe about the future careers in general, what would that be?
Look for the opportunities and make your own luck. I think that is really key. Have a conversation with people. Never shy away from having a conversation. What's the worst that can happen?
How did you create your own opportunities that may have led to where you are today?
So there's one that really sticks in my mind. We're at university, we're all heading to lunch, and I just thought, no, I'm going to talk to this lecturer I've not talked to before. And I said, everyone went off to lunch. So I turned left down the corridor and I talked to the lecturer, just had that conversation. I never met him before. And I thought, what's the worst that could happen? And that conversation genuinely led to my first ever work experience at Shell, which led to my career now. And if I hadn't have turned left, if I had gone to lunch with everyone else that time, I don't think I'd be on the career path that I took today.
So if you don't mind, Christian, I have some quick fire questions to ask you. So in simple terms, energy transition means?
Energy transition means providing a balance between affordable, sustainable, and reliable energy.
Okay, and the biggest misconception about careers in energy is?
That we only do oil and gas.
You don't need one single perfect path to a career because?
A squiggly career is also fulfilling.
What gives me most hope about the next generation?
That they are deeply analytical and inquisitive.
Okay, fantastic. Listen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.